A 7,500 milliamp hour battery in a small phone. That's the rumor around the OnePlus 15T, and if it's true, it could flip the entire compact flagship category on its head. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. Here's why this matters. Small phones usually come with a very predictable compromise. Decent performance, nice screens, but mediocre battery life. You buy them because they're comfortable to use, not because they last forever. OnePlus seems to be challenging that trade-off directly with the 15T. According to a new leak, OnePlus is aiming to put the largest battery ever seen in a small-screen smartphone into this device, and that's a bold move. The OnePlus 15T is expected to be the successor to the OnePlus 13T, which launched in China and India under slightly different names. That phone already stood out because it tried to offer flagship-level performance in a more compact body. Now, with the 15T, OnePlus seems to be doubling down on that idea, but this time, battery life is the headline. The leaked battery capacity is around 7,500 milliamp hours. Let that sink in for a second. That's larger than what we see in many big phones today, and this is supposedly going into a device with a 6.3-inch display. If OnePlus actually pulls this off, the 15T could become the go-to recommendation for anyone who wants a smaller phone without constantly worrying about charging. Speaking of the display, the OnePlus 15T is rumored to feature a 6.3-inch OLED panel with a 1.5K resolution and a 165 Hz refresh rate. That refresh rate alone tells you OnePlus is targeting enthusiasts, people who care about smooth scrolling, gaming, and responsiveness. Interestingly, the panel is expected to be LTPS instead of LTPO, which could help keep costs down, even if it's slightly less efficient. Security-wise, there's an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner under the display, which is generally faster and more reliable than optical ones. That's another small but meaningful detail that pushes this phone closer to flagship territory. On the camera side, the leak points to a 50-megapixel telephoto camera using Samsung's ISOCELL JN5 sensor. That's important because smaller phones often cut corners on camera hardware, especially telephoto lenses. Including one here suggests OnePlus doesn't want the 15T to feel like a compromised device in daily use. Design-wise, the phone is expected to feature a metal frame, which again reinforces that premium feel. So when you put all of this together, high refresh rate OLED, big battery, telephoto camera, metal build, the OnePlus 15T starts to sound less like a small phone and more like a properly balanced flagship that just happens to be compact. Timing also matters. The OnePlus 15T is rumored to launch around April. That puts it slightly after devices like the iPhone 17e, Samsung Galaxy A57, and Google Pixel 10a. Those phones are also relatively compact and more affordable, which means the 15T could face serious competition, but battery size could be the key differentiator. None of those phones are expected to come anywhere close to a 7,500 milliamp hour battery. The big question, though, is availability. The OnePlus 13T never got a proper global launch. Outside of China and India, it was basically invisible. There's no confirmation yet on whether the OnePlus 15T will be released globally, and that's honestly the most frustrating part of this story. OnePlus has a habit of making interesting devices and then limiting them to a few markets. That said, there is some hope. Other brands under the same umbrella, like Oppo and Vivo, are reportedly planning wider international launches for their upcoming devices. If that trend continues, it wouldn't be surprising to see OnePlus bring the 15T to more regions this time. Personally, I think the OnePlus 15T could end up being one of the most exciting mid-range or affordable flagship phones of the year, if OnePlus plays it right. A compact phone with this kind of battery life could be a dream device for a lot of people. Now it just comes down to execution, pricing, and whether OnePlus actually lets the rest of the world buy it. If they do, the OnePlus 15T might prove that small phones don't have to think small anymore. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.